reason behind conserving the biodiversity narrowly utilitarian. Reason behind conserving the biodiversity broadly utilitarian. Ethical is the reason behind conserving the biodiversity. More than 25% of the drugs currently sold in the market worldwide are derived from plants, and 25,000 species of plants contribute to the traditional medicine used by native people around the world. Oxygen is produced by Amazon forest through photosynthesis is 20%. True or false? Ethical argument. In ethical argument of conserving biodiversity relates to what are we to million of plant, animals and microspecies whom we share this planet. True. We need to realize that every species has an intrinsic value. True. We have moral duty to care for their well-being and pass on our biological legacy in good order to future regeneration. Species confined to that region and is called as endemic. Initially, 25 biodiversity hotspots were identified, but after some time, 9 more have been added, and the total number of biodiversity hotspots in the world to match. Biosphere Preserve 14, National Park 90, Wildlife Sanctuary 44. Scared grouse are found in Kashi and Jainita Hills in Meghalaya. In Haravali Hills of Rajasthan, scared grouse are found. Western Ghats region of Karnataka, sacred grouse are found. Biodiversity hotspots is a region where very high level of species richness and a high degree of endemism. 38 in numbers is not a characteristics of biodiversity hotspots. Zoological parks are not included under in situ conservation. Western Ghats are not the hotspot in India. Scared grouse are that 521. Scared grouse, Kashi and Jainita Hills located in Meghalaya. Organisms facing a very high risk of danger from other organisms endangered or threatened. Biosphere reserves is not an example of ex situ conservation. Gametes of threatened species can be preserved for long period using cryopreservation. Threatened plant species can be propagated tissue culture. The Earth's summit held in Rio de Janeiro in 1992 The World's Summit on Sustainable Development held in 2002 in Rio de Janeiro. 190 countries pledged in World Summit held in 2002 in Johannesburg. Ex situ type of conservation threatened animals and plants are taken out from their natural habitat and placed in special sheltering place where they can be protected and given a special care. Seeds of different genetic strains of commercially important plants can be kept for long period in seed bank. Tissue culture is involved in situ conservation. Pledge of Earth Summit held in Rio de Janeiro. Nation to take appropriate measure for conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of its benefit. 190 states pledged in this summit the historic conservation on biological diversity. XU2 is in recent years types of conservation has advanced beyond keeping threatened species in enclosure. Match the antibiotic effects. Tetracycline inhibits binding of a aminonuclear RNA to the ribosome. Streptomycin inhibits initiation of translation. Chlorophenol inhibits peptidyl transferase. Erythromycin inhibits translocation of mRNA along with ribosome. RNA can act as a adapter molecule, catalytic molecular as well as genetic material, structural molecule. Uridine would be nucleosides found by only in RNA. The most interesting molecule in the living system is the most abundant genetic material. The genetic material in most of the organisms are the most interesting molecule in the living system. The most of interesting molecule in the living system is the long polymer of deoxyribonucleides. Cytosine is a pyrimidine base found in DNA. Purines found in DNA and RNA are adenine and guanine. Watson and Crick based their model of DNA on X-ray diffraction data produced by Franklin and Wilkins. Which organisms has more base pair? Human.